You try that again, and this is gonna get ugly.
Police say she spent more than 3 days and nights alone in the heat and humidity beside Highway 417 in eastern Ontario after being left there with no food and no water.
She's in the ditch. She was lying in the ditch.
Captain Benoit Richard says the 3-year-old Montreal girl was spotted by an Ontario Provincial Police drone lying in tall grass that would have made her hard to spot from the road. Officers then rushed to her.
She put her hands up and she was talking with the officers.
Richard says OPP officers quickly gave her mangoes and Gatorade. Small children are particularly susceptible to heat stroke and dehydration.
Not having water for 3 days can be critical and can be lethal.
On Sunday, the 3-year-old was last seen around 9:45 a.m. with her mother and pet Chihuahua in Montreal near their home. Almost 6 hours later, her mother reported her missing 50 kilometers west in Coteau-du-Lac. Monday, the dog was discovered dead on the side of a highway. The girl's mother was arrested and charged with child abandonment. On Wednesday, police announced new information. The pair had been seen Sunday afternoon by an Eastern Ontario farmer. Investigators narrowed their search and the girl was found along a highway at 2 p.m. in a rural area of Ontario about 150 kilometers west of Montreal.
The level of fear that she must have experienced must have been quite intense.
Dr. Nafisa Ismail says at 3 years old, the girl will have the capacity to remember what happened.
How impactful that's going to be on her physical health, on her mental health, will depend on the environment that she finds herself in going forward.
She says that while each child is unique, kids that experience intense trauma at a young age can grow up with deep psychological scars.
These children have issues then forming new relationships, trusting relationships.
Authorities are now asking the media and the public to stop broadcasting the girl's name and image so she can regain her anonymity. Her 34-year-old mother has a court appearance Friday morning as she faces child abandonment charges. Dan Spector, Global News, Montreal.
34-year-old Rachel Ella Todd appeared before a judge at the Valleyfield Courthouse. She was wearing a red shirt and looked around the courtroom several times. Her bail hearing was set for Wednesday, but it's been postponed. Another hearing will be held Friday. The prosecution says at that point the defense can present its intentions. It's not clear when the next bail hearing will be held. The prosecution objects to Todd's release.
The investigation is still ongoing, and for the safety of the public, for the administration of the justice, we object for now.
Todd nodded several times while the judge spoke to her. The Crown says a request has not been made to determine if Todd is apt to stand trial.
Not the Crown, not the defense, not the judge asked for decide if she's fit to trial. It's for now she is.
She is facing one charge of abandoning a child. Lawyer Eric Sutton, who has no connection to the case, says depending on how the case develops, more charges could follow.
I'd be surprised if it finishes with a simple charge of child abandonment. I think it's really a starting point. I'd be very surprised if there aren't further charges.
Rachel Ella Todd will remain detained. She is expected back in court for her next hearing on Friday.
The girl's father, Matthew Bell, reacted on Instagram Wednesday night, thanking those who helped find his daughter. "Thank you for everyone's help. Please allow me and my family to take this time with our girl," he posted. While the young girl recovers from the ordeal, her mother remains behind bars after being charged with child abandonment. Let's watch.
She was alone on the side of Highway 417 in St. Albert, east of Ottawa. That's about 100 kilometers away from where she was reported missing in Coteau-du-Lac, Quebec. Police say the girl was conscious and able to speak and was doing well.
This search proves that when a child goes missing, there are no interprovincial boundaries. There is only one goal: to find them.
I agree. It's of the utmost importance to find the child right away to make sure they're safe. But then again, we also have to make sure that we take the last person who was with the child and question them relentlessly until we find the child. Thank you to those who did that in this case. Otherwise, Claire Bell may not be with us.
Investigators received a tip that led them to a farm in St. Albert. Ontario Provincial Police drones combed the area where they found the girl. The toddler's discovery came just minutes after her mother appeared in court facing a charge of child abandonment. Her bail hearing was delayed, and she could face additional charges.
And they say they had more than 7 million visits to their website, applauding both the public and media for helping push out as much information as possible, meaning there were eyes and ears both near and far to help with this search. As you mentioned, police say just the best possible outcome, that she was able to be found safe and alive. 4 days of searching, investigators say that major clue came on Wednesday that allowed them to focus on the area where she was located, roughly 50 kilometers from the Quebec border, spotted, as you mentioned, by a drone operated by Ontario Police along an on-ramp for Highway 417. And as you said, she was found conscious and was able to speak to officers. She was given food and water right away and taken to hospital for further checks. The news of her discovery came as a huge relief to people across the country closely following updates to this case, and in particular, including neighbors in the area where the child lived.
I think it's amazing that the little girl is back. Actually, I think everyone in the condo was really afraid and scared for her, so it's really a relief that she's safe and sound.
As a grandfather, I'm very happy. I am a grandfather of a little baby of 14 months, so I would be very shy to lose my little daughter, and so I'm very happy. It's very strange. It's a strange story, you know. The kid was living around here, and they found the kid in Ontario.
The young girl was reported missing under unclear circumstances. Her mother allegedly entered a store west of Montreal on Sunday and said that she could not find her child. The mother, 34-year-old Rachel Todd, was arrested Monday evening and has since been charged with unlawful abandonment of a child. She remains in custody. Her case was adjourned until Friday to set a date for a bail hearing. Really such a relief for so many people who had been keenly interested and keenly following this case, hoping for the best possible outcome.
If it wasn't for the public's help and the awareness that was brought by them and the media, I don't believe that we would have had a positive outcome here. As more information emerges, it's very clear to me that this mother deserves to be charged with child abuse. She also deserves to be charged with attempted murder. She left her daughter Claire in the extreme heat and humidity, and she was found in a ditch. She left Claire for dead, promising her that mommy will be back. Let's not forget Hazel, the dog, who was not so lucky. Join me live for the discussion tonight.